Hello everybody, it's your boy Skinny Pete. Back with another weird ass art stream once again. The wonders of Blockbench will never cease to amaze me, and we are continuing on the exact same trek and journey once again. Why, hello kid, welcome in. You're wide awake today, huh? And we're in for some wonderful adventures. You saw scary stuff? I heard scary stuff. Let's start with you. What did you see? What made you be afeared? I am well, other than the fact that I got woken up by, thunder. Oh. Death is scary. Especially when what should remain dead comes back. But yes, during my nightly slumber, there were many thunderous waves. There was even a bolt of lightning that lit up my room for split seconds, but I saw it because your eyelids, they're not particularly transparent, but you can register light through them. I think it was a storm. It sounded like a storm. It basically felt like a bunch of dark clouds that weren't raining were bumping into each other and causing glorious thunderous noises that startled me awake several times in the night. 'Twas not particularly fanciful by me by any stretch of the imagination, but that is the circumstances that occurred for me. Ultimately, I used to cry when I was a kid because I thought the trees would destroy our house. Oh, it is a valid concern. I know somebody. That's what worries are. Ultimately, they are the concept of being afraid of something that will not happen, because there is a possibility that it might happen. I know somebody who has a small, tiny child daughter, and she was very much afraid of the thunder. She went and curled up to mommy because the house might get brought down by the thunder. But luckily we have very good housing, so we do not have such fears. Used to curl under the table. The pets do that very often during the fireworks end times. Other than that, there's not much one can do. I did have those worries when I was startled awake in the middle of the night because I could hear the house being drenched from the exterior, and I was like, oh no, is this mighty nature going to tear down my home? Am I going to be homeless again? And the good news is no, that did not occur. I am pretty neutral towards fireworks. I don't want to be a party pooper, and I do enjoy the occasional New Year's blast. It's more of a social, familial activity than anything else for me. The fireworks themselves, they are a neat spectacle, but it's not necessarily that you've seen one firework, you've seen them all, but after the first few times, it kind of loses its luster. If the noise bothers you, so you use headphones, that is valid. They are quite loud, and they could have possibly be partially a reason that has contributed to me having tinnitus. Tinnitus isn't fun, kids. The good news is that it is mild enough that I could ignore it during circumstances such as these, where I'm speaking. You are drawing? Well, so am I. Yeah, transition into art. I want to finish all the emotes before the birth of the day. Very well. Let us engage in the artistry together. Let's see here, what do we got going on? I have a sword to draw. Nope, wrong sword. This sword. The only thing that is unlocked upon this character. There we go, right. let us engage in this thing. Yes. For the first time ever, I shall be drawing the solid, what's it called? Sharpened steel of a sword. Let's go ahead and do that. Starting with a completely unrelated part. Well, it's not completely unrelated, it is technically part of the sword, but it is what it is. I still need to figure out how to... there's some songs in my 7-hour playlist that are too loud and others that are too quiet. And I would definitely like to figure out how to equalize them all. Technically speaking, I am equalizing them on stream, because... Actually, yeah, that's an excellent point, because I didn't think about this before. I am equalizing them for the stream, but because the audio output is the original that I'm hearing for the VLC media player, you're not hearing the unequalized audio. So the question then changes from how do I equalize the audio to how do I hear the already equalized audio. So I need to ponder upon that. Glorious and beautiful shading styles. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. I hope this week has been treating you well. My condolences. Math has been one of my greatest foes over the course of my development as well. I still remember the yonder words of my math teacher that proclaimed so bravely that there will come a time in my life where I thought all of her teachings were absolutely necessary and needed, and I'll come back running to her and be like, yeah, yes, you're right, the math, it was so important, I'm so glad that you taught me the math. And that prophecy of hers is yet to come to pass. Perhaps when I age about 50 more years. Perhaps then that shall become a reality, but for now, derivatives. Don't even get me started on the math terms, because I don't know them. Especially, well, that's not true. I was taught the fundamentals in one way and then had to completely swap to conform to a different style of living, I'll call it, so... In any case, it is an unfortunate set of circumstances for people such as us with the artistic tang in our bloodstreams. If porcelain has blood, I hope it does. Gotta keep the circulation up. Circulation is important. Yeah. On Monday, I need to give a test, and I haven't learned much. You need to hand in a test, or you need to do a test? Ooh. Yeah. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. I'm good at math, but the derivatives is for engineer students, and you're not going to be an engineer. Oh boy. fascinating set of circumstances you find yourself in, but you're doing very well for your age. If it's any consolation, you're miles ahead of where I was when I was what I presume to be the approximate assertion towards what age you are, based on certain key factors that you have just now shared with the rest of the audience. Which brings up a very interesting topic for me. Which is there's a lot of VTubers in the sphere that make it a point to make photo cards for my birthday. That is a worthwhile endeavor. But there's a lot of VTubers that positively and absolutely despise people under the age of 18 and go to great lengths to discourage and obliterate any and all who would approach their community's content and streams under such circumstances. But I know for a fact that the youth are the most important factors of a society, and one should nurture and cherish and do whatever they can to help them on their merry way. As opposed to shun them and be like, how dare you not be 36 years old? Away with you, heathen! Literally one day away from being 18. Excellent! So we'll keep this between ourselves, and then you'll be 18 plus. Starting next week. We're starting Friday. But regardless of that, it's still... like... I don't really see the negatives in why people go to such great lengths. Maybe they got their discords assaulted by a bunch of immature children that don't know no better. I can personally see the effects of such a thing, not from my own Discord. Thank whatever deity is hanging above my head right now. But I am technically a moderator for the Raising the Bar Redux public server. And that public server attracts a wide variety of people. A lot of them children-esque in their behavior. So I can definitely see some of the concerns, but ultimately, I guess it's up to person discretion, I don't know. I'm just trying to see some sort of greater problem with the whole concept of having people under 18 in your community and your streams that I'm not seeing. Do you think I seem childish? No. My problem is that I make the wrong assumption that everybody I talk to is a straight white male around my age until they prove otherwise. Either through visuals or through what they say. So... just that sometimes people don't even add it to the rules, so I could never know. Straight white male. Well, the desiccated bones of my rammish skull are quite white. I don't even remember where that song is, I just have it taped in my head. Straight white male. Should Google that at some point to figure that out. Hydration. I shall do as you command. I have cold water. I have consumed the beverage of my choice, as per your redemption decree. There we go. On my birthday, I want to make so many delicious things. That's the spirit. I unfortunately did not have the... you know what, I'm not going to continue that sentence. But I've only recently come to terms with the notion of actually doing things for my birthday and preparing things. So I'm still getting the hang of it. Pizza's good. I remember going to a pizza party once. This was way before the time of the mighty Freddy Fazbear. I like red velvet. Very nice. That was something. Yeah. I guess over the fullness of my VTuber career, I'll gain the answers to my questions, because presumably I will grow to the point where I will encounter issues and problems and things that I need to solve in the moment, so... Over time, all shall be revealed to me. But for now, I shall delight and bask in the glory of having a small community with some very nice regulars that I can chat to and have a good time with. While I draw my funny 1.0, and then a castle, and then some other things. I realize that in addition to the castle and the 1.0, I also need to draw redeem assets such as googly eyes, which I need to figure out how to well, not particularly program, that's the word, how to program those to function in the 3D environment and be able to be summoned with Twitch redeems and toggles. I don't know a thing about body groups yet, so that shall be a lovely little endeavor for me to undertake. So googly eyes, sunglasses. I can't think of anything else. I need to do a body group and or... Forgot what they were called. Shape keys, shapeways, shape something. For either body groups or shape keys for my various toggles. Add cat ears. But yes, that is all in the pipeline. Dr. Freeman. Is this a bit too dark? I cannot tell. Yes. Yes, it is. I can now tell. I have eyes to see. Magical eyes. Look at my special eyes. My brand! Aha, spouting memes. That's entertainment, right? Guess the reference and you win a prize. The prize is... Hello. You don't know references. Yeah, that's over half. Not a bad roll as far as D100s go. Bada bing, baba booey. Very excited to continue the story that we left behind in uncharted waters of I Wanna Hug That Gator on Friday. I'm very keen to go back into that game, even though last time I played that game, my horse felt very throat. So that is partially the reason why I decided to swap schedules, because I felt like doing two I Wanna Hug That Gators back to back was a bit tantalizing on my soul. And also my vocal cords, so you'll see how things develop. There might come a time where I play two I Wanna Hug That Gators back to back in a row, but so far that time has not come yet. Gaze upon my chiseled metal. I reckon that is good enough. artistry is all about spending some time each day to practice a little bit, have fun with it, learn, and remember that nothing can ever be perfect, so one must choose when the time will come for a certain piece of art where it is done and you can move on to the next with the lessons you've learned from the previous. I'm also trying to think of photo cards I would like. That is an incredibly subjective thing, and I cannot peer into the veil of your tastes to be able to assist in that matter. And your regard is the actual word I wanted to use. I don't particularly know what, like, are they postcards? Are they just photos in the vertical style, in the vertical format of 1080 by 1920? Is that what photo cards are? Let us define the terms that we are using today. Something like that. Fascinating. Go! Let Google be your guide. Unless you use a different search engine. I, for instance, use DuckDuckGo. I feel like enough time has passed for Google's lifespan to be, it is now not very good. It used to be the standard, but now I like other things. A picture of a celeb on a small piece of card that is wildly popular amongst the K-pop community. Oh, so it's like Headshot. I'm not a K-pop fan, but that is the closest thing. It suits us well as far as definitions go. I now have a greater understanding of what this thing is. Thank you for the clarification. And my brain just trembled. Ooh, there we go. A more fine and delightful sword texture. Oh yeah, I actually need to look at my funny references. Wait. I keep misusing the thing. So, with regards to photo cards that you would like, you are more thinking about which people you'd like to have on said photo cards? Is that the conundrum here? Beautiful sword. Ah. In what photo specifically? Ah. And you're making these all on your lonesome. Oh, so I was under the impression you were actually going to draw things. So are you going to just take pictures and Photoshop a border around them? Is that the premise of this artistic endeavor? I could draw them myself, but it would take me absolutely. And you have a funny deadline set up for truly tomorrow, so I feel like it's outside of the time restraints that you are currently experiencing. Let's see. Can I make it like so? Hopefully, I'll be able to copy this side to the other side, so I don't have to draw the entirety of the other side in this exact same way. Okay, so now A little bit of this. And a little bit of darkness. And now a little bit more on the sides, perhaps. There you are. There we go. That's certainly something or other. A bit too bright for my tastes, most certainly. Whoa. Better. Problem is that it looks a bit stony. Let's see, can I... Does this actually function as what I want it to function as? I can't tell. My eyes are busted. What is playing in terms of music right now? It's Rising Tide. Delightful. Does that work? Vaguely. Let's consult back with the manual. You are so young. Something about music. I just realized that I may have been using the wrong colors, but at the same time, these might be the colors that I wanted to go for in the first place. That looks sort of like a sword. Sword texture is weird. It's weird to me. Well. What if I use this color? The darkness, it takes over. Trying again. Now, this is a cool song. Dreamcatcher. Delightful. Thank you, Mr. McLeod, for providing me with your soundtracks. Without me doing... I do not lay claim to producing these tracks. They're made by Kevin McLeod. Please don't sue me. There we go. There we go. This looks way better already to me. To my supple perceptions. I finished an emote, but the eyes don't convince me. That is an excellent tale you spin, brother, but it does not convince me. Well, the issue with being an artist is the fact that you see all of the flaws and imperfections and how you can improve, while other people just see art. For you, it was the day of reckoning where horrible beasts laid siege to your home and destroyed your very kingdom and uprooted it. For me, it was Tuesday. Those kinds of circumstances. Alright. Now, take the darker bits and... You speak very funny, I like it. That is my main draw as a funny niche VTuber on the Twitch platform. It is what I aim to advertise as. Because I like sounding funny. I like speaking funny. It's fun to me. It seems to be a mainstay, so... It's one of those things where I've reached the mighty golden compromise where it's something that is entertaining and I like doing. And does not cost me too much effort. Kinda lost the thread on what I'm doing with this sword now. That's okay. Definitely have lost the thread. I'm just having fun drawing lines. Alright. Deceitful, delightful, something. Oh, right, now I remember what I was doing. I was copying this sort of line type shtick, right? So I need to have one bright line here, and I need to have one slightly darker line over here. And that has some sort of effect on people and or things, I am certain. Maybe. Who knows? Certainly 'tis not me, the mighty Ramskull of Kazmodan. That's a lie, I'm not the Ramskull of Kazmodan, I'm the Ramskull of Quinteria. Should remember to say that instead of the funny reference. Yeah. Gaze upon my very well sharpened sword. It could slice a gourd. We are in accord on the slicing of the gourd. Something like that. Certainly like the way I drew it before. Ding, 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 ding. I think I'm just starting to accept the fact that VLC Media Player hates me, and regardless of how many songs I have in my playlist, it shall play the same ones for me, repeatedly. Because that is my fate. And that's okay. Instead of trying to change the circumstances of one's life, one should accept them and try to live while keeping them in account. Try to take advantage of them rather than trying to change them. Okay, I'm done with the first emote of the night. Well done! You have accomplished great things. Oh, man. Let's see, can I... What? Test on Friday won't be any easier on me because of my birthday. Yes. That is exactly my case in point. Instead of trying to change the circumstances and erase being birthed on Thursday, one must accept that these are inevitable facts and unchangeable and work within the limitations presented. It will be tough, and it will be hard, and it will be unfair, but ultimately, that is a large composition of what life is. The circumstances won't change based on our emotional response to them. They are what they are. All we can do is work within them. Within the fine line of a sword's edge. Not working out. How does one a sword? I do not know. Should I study later? I mean, during my 3 classes? That is very well up to your discretion. The only person that knows what's best for you is yourself. Trust within your decisions. And if they are the wrong decisions in the hindsight of time, they were ultimately the right decisions because they taught you what not to do. We are shrouded in darkness. It is only through choice that we illuminate what is right and what is wrong. So, regardless of what choice you make, it will show you what the right choice was or is. So believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to deduce the correct set of circumstances that will allow you to reach the goals that you've set forth for yourself. And the thing is that I could study now, but I feel a bit sleepy already. Aren't you the great connoisseur of energy drinks? And if I wait to go to class and study during recess, I can ask the teachers about it. And you very well can, and if you're leaning towards that, then take that decision. I keep staring at this sword without really taking in any of its sword-like lessons. I'm gonna try to make it simpler and do like this. I have an energy drink right now, but I'm hesitating. Ooh, character development. I remember back in yonder days, you chugged those things like there was no tomorrow. There we go. That's looking weirdly enough, even though the color scheme is way too contrasting. It looks more like a sword than it did before. I could save this energy drink for Thursday. Ah. Well, I mean, your day of birth should be a day of relaxation and you enjoying the day, so... Perhaps forcing yourself to enjoy the day with energy drinks is not the best prerogative, but... Again, only you know what's best for you. In the sense that you are the first person in the perspective of the life of Kitterine. I could save it for Sunday so I could study for the last test of math. All of these options are valid and exist within the sphere of your conscious influence. It's true, it's true. Bah. Sword humbug. I'll probably save it for Sunday. Very well. Sounds like it's worthwhile to me. You get to save your caffeine strength for the test, and so on and so forth. I'm starting to learn more about the subtleties and intricacies of perhaps the notion of deciding on your own is not particularly valid when seen through the lens of the context of being a parent. For example, you can't just say, oh, you are a child, you know what's best. It's literally a child. It has not learned of the world yet. So by definition, it does not know best. So leaving the decisions up to a child... I'm not speaking about you specifically, I'm talking in general terms, like a 12-year-old child, for instance, that isn't as learned in the ways of life as one might expect, considering that I'm not a parent myself. I'm starting to learn that maybe parents do definitely have a right to force their will in certain circumstances, but like everything, there must be balance. Can't do that shit all the time. I've made a very fascinating sword. Very fascinating indeed. I don't know if I told you, but the people that are supposed to help me are blaming me for not understanding how the teachers explain class stuff, so like 5 grown-ups against me. Ooh. You did not relate this information to me. Again, sounds like a very unfortunate set of circumstances. You definitely have your work cut out for you, but I believe in the indomitable porcelain spirit. You will persevere. Believe in the me that believes in you. They're so mean. They said my vocabulary isn't good and that I should read more, even though I read every day. Some people have different standards, and it's very much unfair to apply those standards universally, because everybody has a different set of circumstances that surround their existence. I told Kit Mom I was too dramatic. Oh boy. For me, the iconic term that they used to describe my behavior was overstimulated. It is a dismissive blanket term all the same. Yes. Your plights are very valid. It is a very unfortunate and unfair set of circumstances that most of us find ourselves in. one of the only things that upsets me about being autistic. It's very... It can be extremely disheartening, and a lot of people have succumbed to depression due to these factors surrounding their everyday living. It's a cruel world out there, Jack. I'm autistic enough to be treated like a little kid that doesn't know anything, but not autistic enough to be helped. Ugh. Not depressed, I want to fight! That's the spirit. And as long as you have the will to fight, and everything shall come around eventually. Like this sword, it's coming around-ish. Ish. There we go. I don't really have any sage advice I could give in this circumstance, because I was basically in the exact same situation as you earlier on in my life, and the way I learned to cope with it was I was just extremely quiet and kept to myself, and that developed a long-standing curse of antisocial tendencies, which in the social climate and world that we live in is not exactly the best stratagem. Isolationism does not work. I speak from personal experience, so these are demons that I have yet to conquer myself, so it makes it extremely dramatic. Extremely relatable, I mean. I'm not dramatic, I'm stubborn. It's all a matter of interpretation, and that is, I guess, one way that I could help, is that it doesn't... Like, people can't see what you see on the inside, and people aren't privy to your emotional state, but they are quite responsive to what you put out there and what you show. Yes, people can't tell when you're hungry, when you feel it. But my point is that they only respond to what you put out there. So if you know exactly what the perfect set of circumstances of what you can put out there that they will register as what will please both parties, then do that. Of course, it is way easier said than done. But ultimately, it's a weird realization that I'm not articulating particularly well, but essentially, people respond to what you put out there regardless of how you feel about things. The mask, as they say. And so if you manage to formulate a good enough cover emotionally, you'll be able to get far. But the problem is that in your circumstance, where adults who think less of you on the basis that you're just younger than them have already set the field against you with very little in the way of what you can do. It's a catch-22. It's very unfortunate and frustrating. I'm hearing it secondhand, and I'm already getting frustrated with this. So my condolences for your circumstances. It's one of the reasons why I'm so glad that I'm no longer in that sphere of life. Because I'm a funny loner ramskull man. The yonder days of youth and childhood are past me, even though I'm 4 years old. It's because what's the word? I do relate to you, but at the same way I feel for you. And I don't know how to describe it. It's like, yeah, I just feel for you. It's rough. It's rough and frustrating. Very relatable. Right, I think this sword is... I mean, it looks okay to me. One time my philosophy teacher gave me a bad grade because I didn't answer in the format he wanted, which he never told us about. Oh, delightful. Oh. I played a game like that once. Unless you did it specifically in the way they envisaged you doing it, you're dead. Unless you've done it in an extremely specific way that they never specified, you need to guess what that way is. And you can only do it in this way, and if you don't do it in this way, well, tough luck. I went to complain, and the program of school integration blamed me. Ooh. Yeah, those are the exact sets of circumstances that made me just retract into my own self rather than try to seek justice and fight the outward factors of my situation. I wouldn't be so harsh on myself to say that I gave up, but I basically waited it out until I was at a point in my life where I could get to decide all the things for myself, and now I'm here, and now I'm happy. Ads in 5 minutes. Delicious, delightful ads. Justice is good, but there is so much injustice in the world that... Well, the value of a person is measured by how difficult the actions are. The harder the act, the better the person. I'm like Batman. Hello, Batman. I'm a little trickster, and I am full of mischief. And I shall challenge you to a game of rock, paper, scissors, Batman. It's all in the perception, Batman. Yes, I'm a voice actor. I don't remember what the video was, but it's a rotoscoped video of the Jonkler being a mischievous trickster. And the voice he did was so unique and interesting to me that I've just been repeating it whenever I'm running around from the kitchen and back and so forth. Well, you see, Batman, the circumstances surrounding our origins, it's quite similar, don't you think? We're not so different, you and I, Batman. What the magic? Nope. Give me a higher threshold, please. There we go. Now I must copy. Now where is the other one? Oh, that's extremely convenient. Thank you. I was gonna say game, but this is not a game. This is real life. This is a program. It's not meant to be a source of... Well, the thing is that I will still stand by the definitions of a video game by John Total Biscuit Bane. Oh, God rest his seat. I meant to say soul. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he defined games as something that has a failure state, and this, technically speaking, does not have a failure state. So this is not, by his definition, a game. There we go. There we go. And this can't be considered cheating, because this isn't a game. This is getting shortcuts to get the results that you want faster. Place. There we go. Sword has been concocted. The offhand sheath. My mighty shanker. It is at long last completed. But ultimately, this is a funny space where I want to keep people happy and entertained and have it be an escape from their horrifying daily circumstances, whatever they may be. Which is why I must make the funny voices, Batman. It is my calling to be a voice actor, Batman. I no longer wish to plant bombs inside the cars of would-be teenagers, Batman. This is my new calling, and I shall go play words on stream due to Twitch ads, Batman. So, stay tuned and we'll be right back after these messages. It is what it is, but we are back now. We shall continue from level 4 in the next ad break, but for now, continue doing this thing. And I believe it's done, honestly. Not much more that I can do. At least I don't see how I can improve it right now. Probably work on having sharper lines, but I like my mash little style. I'm glad that you like this game. It is something that I very much enjoy in other people's streams, so I decided to yoink the concept when I became a streamer, and now here we are. It's beautiful. Right. I think I'm gonna... Right, so that's that done. Where is my sheath? The sheath. I feel like the sheath is so colorful when compared to the whole thing. I don't know. Strange. But ultimately, quite nice. I do want to have the whole thing colored because the question arises, why would you color the thing if it's never going to leave the sheath? Well, that's the thing, it might leave the sheath someday. So I might as well have the option. It's better to have more options than to be limited. Yes, here we are. The offhand weapon is drawn. Now we proceed to the other sword, since we are on a sword bender, because I want to do everything to avoid coloring in this cloth, because cloth scares me. With the Gambazin, I had a perfect idea in mind, and now it's a very nice texture. But with this thing, it needs to be a different texture, because it needs to be cloth, and I need to do something similar to this. And I employed a noise filter for this one. Just to make it a bit different. So I need to figure out how to do something similar to this. But anyway. And these aren't even the original colors that I used. I used the hue and saturation modifier on this to change it, because originally it was dark red. But the problem is that when it was dark red, it was too many of the same colors, so I needed to get some contrast going on. Right, sword. Lock this. And get rid of everything. And the sword! Samurai! Right, element. The element is this. Now I need to actually get me so I can copy the way the offhand looks. Colors. Scheming on the colors. Garridon. Face. Alright, so what did I do here? That's what I did. Excellent. Bada bing, bada boom. The beauty of artistry laid bare for all to see who care to see. The problem I am encountering this week was definitely an experiment, and the problem that I'm encountering is that the art tab is one of the most popular tags or categories, that's the word, categories on Twitch. So it is absolutely oversaturated, so even in my super cool, unique hours that I'm streaming on, it's too competitive of a category for me to get any cool exposure like I accidentally did with Outer Wilds. Truth be told, I just wanted to play Outer Wilds because it was one of those games that people were like, yeah, you should play this and know nothing about it. And I did, and I had an absolutely delightful time with it. But the unseen thing that I did with that is because it's such a popular game, but at the, like, when it came out, it was super popular, and then it petered out. And now its category is home to only a few people. And with the way that game works is that people really like to see how other people experience it. There was basically a recipe for exposure that I wasn't even privy to. And I just reap the benefits. And I got so many followers and viewers and all that. It was beautiful and I loved it. Then I want to replicate that with other games. But I still want to play games that I like. 4 a.m. It's true, it's true. You are 6 hours behind me. So for me, it's the wonderful morning. And I am fresh as a daisy, but for you, it is hell on earth. Right, I want this bit to be the brighter bit. Right, there you go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I aim to replicate that with other games, and I think I found the other games. You can check out which games I'm speaking of in particular. If you go over on my funny Discord, I've posted what games will be played after... After I finish, I want to hug that gator. I shall rest soon. Well, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for all the time you were able to allot to me today. I'm glad that we got to hang out, even in these unusual circumstances. I'll be lurking as always. It is very much appreciated. Good night for now. Good night, Kit. Hope you stay well. And I believe that you'll be able to destroy all the issues that you face in the coming days. I wish you good luck, and I believe in you. You got this, my guy. Take care. A toast in your name as you depart.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
I wish you a pleasant dream of cheese in your coming slumber. Definitely need to plaster on this one. Oh, and a wrong color. It needs to be dark and darker. Is it all worth it? One of us would die. I didn't particularly care for the... Well, not that I didn't care, but I didn't... Like, they had to, just like the ending for the Venture Brothers that was done in a movie, they had to cram an entire season's worth of content into a single movie that is supposed to wrap up every single loose end. And it didn't do it with the same grace that it could have if it was allotted the correct amount of time. As a full-fledged season, so they had to cut corners and had to cut things out. And it's very unfortunate that it happened the way it did. But at least we got an ending. There's so many shows out there and so many series that exist in the void, nebulously drifting without an ending, without a conclusion. That is no way to live Half-Life. There we are. Such beautiful, chill music. I only skimmed through all of the songs, but I'm glad that I've managed to find some such beautiful gems in his gallery of iconic music that I do not know, and please don't sue me. There we go. Lovely square. Now on to the next line. We continue on, ever forwards, ever dauntless. There we are. What was the color scheme here? Oh yeah, it was metal! Metal. And shall never fade. I can't wait for the new showcases for Raising the Bar Redux to be out and about in the public's eye. Because we have so many beautiful things that we have made behind the scenes that I cannot necessarily speak about in detail, but all I can say is that they are plentiful and they are beautiful. And they are numerous. Such as new animations for things. And new levels. Doesn't that entice your mod palette? Maybe one day I shall actually get around to being my iconic Half-Life gamer self and just play Half-Life mods. Someday, perhaps. In the not-too-distant future, maybe. Who knows? Definitely have a very big backlog of games that I would like to get done. Right. Bam, 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 bam. Well, you see, Batman, I have invested a lot of time in following Raising the Bar Redux, and I can tell you that they are one of the most ingenious and creative people that have managed to take on the legacy of the cut content seen in Half-Life 2. What are you talking about, Jonker? Why have you tied up all these civilians? What does this have to do with anything? Well, you see, Batman, as you well know. I don't know where I'm going with this bit. It's completely ad-lib. It's very hard to both pull off a voice and also make a completely fresh, unscripted scene. It's the improv people definitely have their work cut out for them. And my huge respect goes out to people like Brennan Lee Mulligan. He's an absolute inspiration to me. Oh yeah, the other day we were talking about inspirations. He is definitely one of them. Because he is such a charismatic and delightful goof and dork that is like a really endearing way. Makes me feel like someday I could be just as he. Somebody who's very privy to how some people are born as podlings, as he says. So many YouTube shorts and so much culture being spread around by the algorithms of a machine that does not care. It only seeks out what is popular on paper and it promotes that and it obscures all else. I don't know how much patience I have to play their game. Because it is the exact same experience that I had when I was applying for jobs. It's an unseen algorithm that is automatically sifting through and rejecting things that a human being will never even see in their life, based on parameters that I do not know. And it makes me feel like it's an unseen hand guiding reality, and I'd like to be in control of my own destiny, thank you. So I shall reject your rejection letters, and I shall substitute them for my own line of work that I create from scratch. And here I am, practicing on that very notion with this funny 3D model. Will hopefully someday bear me an illustrious career as somebody who can pay the bills. I don't seek much. I just seek stability, doing what I love and what I'm good at. And I can't be good at something if I don't love it. I tried. I spent 4 years learning and gaining a degree that I had no passion for. And to this day, I still feel bad for the beautiful and passionate teachers that spend so much of their time guiding me and hoping for me to turn out the way they value and they expected. It was such help, and they will forever stay with me. But ultimately, I feel like I couldn't do right by them because I just didn't have it in me to be passionate about the topics they taught. And such wonderful people. Someday. Someday, perhaps. There we are. Glorious incandescence. Or is it? You decide. Who won? Who's next? You decide. Hey, they were ahead of their time. You could very well make a career out of employing the exact same tactics that epic rap battles of history employed in the yonder days of YouTube growth. But I have no such passion. That is actually an excellent question that's brought up in my mind. Yeah, I guess the whole getting into YouTube and becoming a successful content creator is in of itself a game, because it definitely has a failure state. The failure state is you commit so much time and effort of your life and you have nothing to show for it and you perish in obscurity. It's definitely the failure state of the game of social media. It is quite a fascinating romp. I have ambitions to conquer it one day. But that day is not today, nor will it be tomorrow, but soon, eventually, slowly, surely, through rigorous testing, trials, and study, I shall discover the secret niches, the techniques, and I shall employ them. And shall grow and expand and explode, just like the iconic carrot from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah. I think I'm done fiddling with this thing. Yes, very much so. I have so many ideas for concepts and stories, worlds unexplored, locked in the crevices of my mind palace, that I'm glad that I now have the opportunity to finally release upon the world for a limited audience in a session of Dungeons and Dragons. is one of my proudest and happiest times playing D&D. I wish to return to that level of happiness, so I'm glad that I found a like-minded group of people that will allow me to expand my dungeon mastery and wings, so I may regale them in tales. At times like these, I am reminded of the beautiful cartoons of Harry Partridge, and most notably the one that is titled "With Animation You Can," if I recall correctly. Feel free to correct me. But it displayed that he has so many ideas locked in the crevices of his mind. And with animation, it's an avenue that has allowed him to go forth and reveal to the world the stories, things that he wanted to say and share with the world. And in his particular instance, that comes in the form of Starbarians, I believe. Lovely little series, that. I believe he also had a different cartoon that I'm currently blanking on, but he's definitely had a very lovely and successful career as somebody who follows what they wanted to do and what they're passionate about, and stuck with it through sickness and through health, through success and through failure. And I find that incredibly inspirational. I wish to follow in those footsteps, if I can. There's so many beautiful creators out there in the world that inspire dozens by the hour. Is it possible that it is so arrogant of me to want to join their pantheon? Only time will tell. For now, we are drawing a funny sword. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beholder? But damn. I find this sword to be particularly nice. Even if it's broken and wrecked beyond measure. Dark high fantasy is definitely something that I want to lean in on. Realism is not something that I respect, although I respect the people that are very passionate about it and want to preserve the historical accuracy of many aspects. Now I do not know which color scheme should I employ. This one. That was easy. Decisions come and decisions go. Take me to the land of darkness. Babe, wake up! New color scheme dropped. Bit too small for me. There we go. Beautiful song. Ah, and a certified classic. There we go. definitely excited for the events of September because it's Madness Day at the end of the month, and then Madness Combat 12 releases, which is something that I'm looking forward to. I think I've mentioned it before, but Crinkle's Matt Jolly is one of the great creators that I take many aspirations from. Especially in terms of color scheme. There's just something about red, glowy red, that is so enchanting and mesmerizing to me that I've employed it in my very own color schemes. There's probably moments in the future where I shall shift from that color scheme as I evolve and perfect my craft and become more well-versed in colors, but for now, this is good enough. And serviceable. Right, now, I need to... Ah! Wrong color. What were these things called again? Polki. Put attention to them. They weren't rivets, they were ridges. That's what they are, ridges. Ribbing, I shall go. Very happy with the way the UV turned out on this one. They're very succinct and closely tied. There's no misposition. I don't even know what the word is. They are on the same plane, and they fit. If not on one axis, then on the one that I care for. I think it's the X, wait. That's the Y, yes. So they are correctly aligned on the Y axis. On the X, you can see that there's a little bit of small... Actually, I could fix that. Fix that right up. Doing this. And that messes the whole world up. You know what? I'm not gonna touch that. Instead, I'm going to use plaster when I finish the whole texture in its absolute fullest degree. Oh, look at this. Looking good, my man. My NPC dialogue repositories have run out. The simulation is glitching out. I've had so many hours of content that the only way to truly survive in this topsy-turvy world is to constantly repeat and reuse old facets of previously regurgitated live content. Because otherwise, I will just run out of things to say. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Yet another part successfully done. Ooh. Jet-fueled Vixen, eh? Beautiful. We proceed. Beautiful.
Well, you see, Batman, circumstances beyond my control have forced me to turn in my villain resignation. As such, I will be discontinuing the Junkler brand and all its subsidiaries. Will be melted down and given over to Wayne Industries. They are one of my biggest supporters, you see, Batman.
I love this song because it reminds me of the Black Mesa soundtrack. And if you're new here, I very much enjoy everything relating to Half-Life, including fan-driven remakes. I wonder if Valve themselves will ever take a crack at remaking Half-Life 1 themselves. Probably not. They don't want to compete with a fan product, do they? Maybe they do. I don't know what goes on in the mighty noggin of infamous Gabe Newell himself. Oh, this is Take the Lead. I've had this song in my playlists for years just because I like this song so much. And now I have the opportunity to finally use it in a semi-professional setting. It makes me very happy. I love this song. There's just something about it that tickles my brain in all the right ways. Content produced. The measure of a person is what they give back into the world. Their output. Maybe demoralizing for some, but it's motivating for others. Ultimately, you are your own person at the end of the day. Oh! Drat! Don't you assume that was over there? Maybe that is the failure state of Blockbench. Who knows? Alright. One must take care to unshrimp themselves in times of need. Ah. It's times like these where I lament the fact that I don't have full body tracking, because you'd be able to see me bopping, which is why I'm making this thing! I'll unlock my true potential once I have a full body to fully utilize. I hope so, anyway. One could definitely make the argument that I may or may not have gone overboard with this, but it is my project. If I don't do this for me, who will I do it for? People who pay me? Hopefully. It's definitely something that I'd like to happen. It's not necessarily something that I'm solely and entirely building towards, but it is definitely one of my prerogatives. Ultimately, I want to have fun with this, and I am having fun with it. So... I got nothing more to add to that. I think I'm definitely going to enjoy making the castle once I get to that stage in development. So many bricks to color in. I very much enjoyed my time with, let's see where I can put that piece, content, art. This one. No, not that one. Forgot what, oh yeah, this one. Here we go. This thing. I very much enjoyed my time with this thing and drawing all of the lovely little bricks. It's very fun for me. I've been told that it looks a bit flat, but that's okay. I will improve for the next one. And the next one is happening in 3D, it would seem. And yes, I very much enjoyed this piece. One of my prides and joys as an artiste. Where was I? Oh, I had a lot of fun with that, so presumably the castle that I'll be making in Blockbench will be the same. So close, yet so far away. Oh well. It is what it is. The question is, how do I fix it? I can fix it by taking this. Oh wait, no, I can't fix it because the sword is crooked and I need to make the sword straight. Oh no. Might as well try at least. That worked. Right, now I just need to... Oh boy. Next one. Stretch it out a bit. Next one. And give it a good old... Why? There you go. Why must it be this way? There we go. We've increased. Now I want to decrease this one by 1 pixel. Actually, what was it? Yeah, decrease it by 1 pixelation. I must have my pixel perfect success. And presumably... that's all of them. Excellent. So now... we have what I see... no, we don't. What the hay bale is this? Strange. How the... huh. Fascinating. Oh, I see. I do not see. For some reason these two are conspiring against me. Ah, there we go. The conspiratorial nature has ended. I guess those are the only ones that snapped to the wrong pixels. Now it is all good. Yes. Excellent. Ah. There we are. Delightful. Right. What's next on the docket? The metal bits. The more of them. That. Oh no. What have we had? What do we... oh. Oh, I see, okay. Good. There we go. What did I do for this one? Right. Let us not get ahead of ourselves. That we shall paint in color until the image is fuller. And the beauty of art can never be underestimated. There we are. Some of these are quite jagged. Oh well. I'm not willing to go back into the UV mines and chip away at all of these, unless they really bother me. Which so far they don't appear to. Which is good. Means my blood pressure can be low. Is a good thing indeed. Something that I didn't know I had to value until I played Outer Wilds. That was a scary game. Enjoyably scary, but scary nonetheless. Ah. Delightful. Cannot wait for the events of tomorrow because I am getting a new chair delivered in the mail. It shall do wonders for my back. There we are. The sword, samurai. I'm gonna kill you with it. And then he tried, and he failed. Such is the ultimate fate of Aku, master of all darkness. Beautiful. We have no earthly clue what's where and what's what, but we shall persevere. There we are. Excelente. There you go. Sword. In it. Very swordy. sordid spectacle. I can do the same to the other side, too. And I have ads in 5 minutes, so we can continue our delightful game of words on stream. Which level were we at? Level... oh yeah, next up is level 4. We got to skip 2 levels because we did really well in the last round. Very fascinating. It's a song I didn't recognize, but it's actually from Ryu Akito. I was very tempted to say Ryukyu for some reason there. I don't know why. Just my brain, it trembles. Right. I think this part is fini. Seems fini to me. I say that while continuously going through it again and again and again ad infinitum. Infinitus sancti. You're not perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon. You have irreversibly scarred me for the rest of my life, but I welcome it. It's a good experience to have, and not one I wouldn't trade for anything else in the world. Unless that something was millions and millions of dollars. But then again, money is temporary, integrity is forever. Your values as a person are unto themselves, valuable. There we are. Delightful. Right. Now I can refresh this again. And get started on some delightful copper. Once again. I want to isolate. Remove. There we go. Oh boy. I'll never understand why they do these things. Why do they have to separate everything? The more I learn, the more my ignorance on UV unwrapping shrinks, and hopefully the more I will be able to deal with this better in the future. Come on, I need to hurry. I have less than a minute left until the ads come for me. Yes, I doodly did it. Okay, now then. Now we can actually keep on drawing. After these messages, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Let's go, words on streaming. Oh, dang it. Well, we gave it our best shot. We got to level 5 at least. Hello, Polky. Welcome in. I hope you're being treated well by the rigors of life. Ah, there we go. We can continue on our dreaded journey. Alright. Forgot that this nullifies. That's okay. There we go. We carry on. The glorious artisanal process. Ooh. Noise attack. That's exactly what I aim to achieve with these songs. Wow. Yeah. Don't need to worry about that. I think I'll be done with the swords today, and that means that the last thing left. The horrors persist, but so do I, and I will make myself everyone else's problem out of sheer spite. Well, what was that old disclaimer? We at Team 4 Stars do not condone violence, we do, however, find it hilarious. Well, that is certainly one way to go about things. Spite is an incredibly powerful motivator, I've come to know over time in my experience with other people who are motivated by sheer spite. I think motivation by spite can be extremely powerful when the thing that you're motivated to do is to create. I think spite is an incredibly potent and powerful motivator when it comes to being motivated out of spite to produce something, to make something of oneself. In the cases that I'm thinking of, beautiful mod projects. So it can be a force for good under the right circumstances, which is why you should never discount any sort of motivational force. They are ultimately there to help you along your dreaded journey. I would never wish ill on another person, but I have, on occasion, read the odd obituary with great satisfaction. That actually reminds me of an obituary that was written by an AI, but, well, it says written by an AI, but I actually have my doubts. My conspiracy theory headcanon is that it was not, in fact, written by an AI, but by somebody pretending to be an AI, because I believe that meme existed before the dawn of the machine learning algorithm being coaxed into absolutely everything. If you give me a customary moment, I shall go read it out loud for you. 1 second. Into this screen we go. Let's see here. Where did I post it? I am getting confused. Please tell me I posted it in my own Discord somewhere. I don't think I did. I did not. Oh, fine. This is very important. Very important indeed. Here it is. Brenda Tent retired from living at the age of old, surrounded by family and natural causes. A librarian from birth, Brenda was an avid collector of dust. She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but thought she did. The church gave her a choir because she sang like a bird and looked like a bird, and Brenda was a bird. She owed us so many poems. The funeral will be held in 1977 at Heaven. In lieu of flowers, send Brenda more life. Every time I read that, it cracks me up. It is absolutely beautiful. Yes, indeed. All right, where were we? We were here. Screen transition. Yes. Every time I use a brush, the FPS drops by 60. Delightful little quirk. And you know, it's a quirk that I will wholeheartedly accept, because Blockbench has given me so much more and such a great avenue to experience modeling from a safe haven, where I do not feel threatened or intimidated or scared by the incredible variety of options and abilities that certain other programs Blender have. Where were we? Making beautiful things. I am an artist. I am an artist. Something, Bo Burnham. Is this... This is what is going, quote-unquote, wrong. There we go. May have skipped a step or two, but that's okay. According to who? According to me. A foolish fool who foolishly fools around with foolish programs. 'Tis not I. I am an learned fool, you see. Gaze upon my chiseled copper. It would probably be a really bad idea to take a chisel to metal. You'd probably damage the chisel and also scrape the metal. 3 FPS. But even with the 3 FPS, we will persevere. Ah. There we are. Ah. Quite nice if I am arrogant enough to say so myself. But then again, if one does not take pride in their work, how is one meant to continue on with their work? Unless they are being coaxed to do work by a system that perpetuates certain issues. I'm definitely glad we don't live in a time where freedom of expression is a taboo. So many things that you could look upon in life and be grateful for. In the wise words of... it's all a matter of perspective. Oh, I seem to have missed a spot here. Unfortunate. But not altogether unsalvageable.
You see, Batman, in this world, you can either draw a sword and submit it for Sword-Tember 2024, or you could draw a sword for your model, Batman. You can't have both, even if you have some considerations that you might be able to pull it off and say, oh, I made the sword for September. Definitely don't look at the fine print of me starting this in June. I'm sure nobody will bat an eye, Batman.
This is the Jonkler giving exposure advice for social media.
I'm an absolute ruffian, Batman. A trickster, if you will. If people aren't curious enough to see where the sword came from, then I can post... It's a sword, isn't it, Batman? And I'm posting it in September. Doesn't matter if I started making this sword without even knowing that Sword-Tember was a thing, Batman. I can do whatever I want. The world is my oyster. Thank you for the follow, Ski Yoshi VT. Welcome in. I promise that this voice isn't my usual, but I just have fun making voices, Batman.
While I'm coloring the sword. Found you from Blue Sky. Oh! I'm glad my reach is getting reachier on there. Welcome in. Thank you for liking my content enough to stop by. I usually stream at these hours. I am a funny ramskull man. I partake in japes and bone-based humor. Let me pull out my funny... Let's see here. Why are skeletons so good at minding their own business? It's because they are not a nosy bunch. I really need to pull out the drum kit for that one. But But yes. I'm currently in the midst of making my fun little 1.0 outfit. Allow me to demonstrate where I am so far. By hiding a bunch of things that I don't want revealed because I don't want to spoil certain aspects. I can show you the casual outfit. Let's see here. What do we have? Foot. This part. Bracers. And bags.
I'm showcasing my things to the audience, Batman. Give me some time.
I don't know. I didn't know you could 3D model in Blockbench. I thought it was Minecraft only. It can be. Let me demonstrate. As soon as I get everything. Let's see. Where's the sword? The sword magic back. There we go. Okay. And the funny cowl. There we go. Okay. So here's my missed one. So here's my fully 3D casual model. You can, like, the thing is, the Blockbench is its own fully fledged 3D modeling program. So it is very well suited to Minecraft, and it was made for Minecraft, and you can, everybody, well, 90% of the populace uses it for Minecraft, but it is also very well suited to low poly art. The problem with me is that I am a stickler for the details, and because the way I appreciate art is through my many details, I sort of go overboard and make things in this pseudo PS1 style because I don't know how to contain myself to the limits of the Minecraft style. So this is the end result. So it looks like it'd be something made out of Blender, but no, it's made with Blockbench. I will be rigging this with Blender because the Blockbench animation tool is it doesn't allow you to be able to bend meshes in such a way that is proprietary to Blender and other programs. Like, for example, I can move this thing around if I so chose. For example, my ram skull, if I can demonstrate that one. Also made in... This model I made was made in Blockbench as well. I have an animation sleuth for it. And this is the extent of what you can do in terms of animation with Blockbench. You can move the things around, but when it comes to actually dynamically moving the mesh, I need to use Blender for that. Look at that silly little guy. It's me! Look, it's me! It's me showing me off. But yes. I forgot what my point was. Yeah, you like, it is a 3D modeling program, and you can take it as far as it can. Like, of course, my FPS is getting reduced a lot, and this has a lot of triangles, but interestingly enough, this actually still has less triangles than my current de facto magnum opus, which is this truck, which I made for the sake of practicing my modeling skills. And I just very much enjoy the PS1 pixelated style, but it's very detailed. And this has more triangles and polygons and all that stuff. It's insane. Thank you. So it's one of my proudest portfolio pieces. I only started modeling at the beginning of this year in February, and this has been my practice. It's been a lot of work, and I think most of the polygons come from the fact that every single one of these barrels is individually modeled. Yes. So, I am not lying. This thing took me a month to make, and I made it, and it's done. It was quite delightful. It was a very long process, but this is taking me more time because I'm not very good with bodies. I enjoy modeling props. This was the first ever thing I did. I think this took me like 3 days to make this, if non-stop working, like a full-time career. And this is the first model I ever made. It is what it is. I have a bit of trouble. Like, for example, for this model, I didn't actually make this entirely myself. I worked all the way up to the legs, and then I got to this part, and I was like, I don't know how to model armpits. And then I looked at Sketchfab and saw some beautiful base pixelated models, and I decided to yoink one and use it as a basis. I will be crediting the author because it is free to use as long as you credit the author under the Creative Commons 4.0 license, which is what I'm using to credit the music that you're currently listening to by Kevin MacLeod. Delightful Kevin MacLeod. I've run out of water, which is very unfortunate. But yes, I used that, and then it had such perfect, beautiful hands that I just kept them, and now they're there. But yes, so it is a very slow process. This thing, I started it like June, July-ish, and now we are in September, and I've still yet to fully do it because I have a very wide range of references. You want to see all my references? They're my pride and joy. I have so many references. I started making the references because I had an idea of what I wanted to make before I even made this model. Like, this is a temporary model. And I have so many beautiful things that I wanted to have happen with this model. A lot of For Honor inspirations as well. But yes. Right, where was I? I was somewhere. I was drawing a sword. That's where I was, and I want to have this as a reference. Yes, there we go. Right. I was actually getting very self-conscious with how long the truck was taking me because I felt like it was way longer than it had to be. But I have since then learned to ignore such imposter syndrome-esque thoughts when quelling them was out of the question. It'll be out when it's out. Things take time. Like this model, it's taking me an exorbitant amount of time. A whole lot of detail. Thank you. The UVs are an absolute mess. But yeah, I pride myself on a lot of detail. And the issue, well, it's a double-edged sword. The benefit is that modeling allows you to create your own custom character from scratch and be in charge and in control of every single tiny little detail. But the caveat is that because of that, I have no limitations and I don't know how to control myself. So I've made this well, not hyper detailed, but it's a decent amount of detail that is taking me, like I said, an exorbitant amount of time to do. Right. And so it is what it is. And so I continue on, trudging along, and after I'm done with this, I'm gonna make a castle because I need assets. And so on and so forth. We continue on. Soon I shall be in my perception, a fully feature-complete VTuber. Complete with subscriber assets, emotes. The minute I make this model, I'll start making the emotes because I'll have a model, so I can either give it as references to a different artist or just make the emotes myself. It'll be a delightful time. And then I'll debut at some point. I need to make so many teasers. The thing is that I want to make an animation as well, and I have no experience in animation outside of Source Filmmaker, if you're familiar with that program. It is going to be a wild time, so I don't know if I'll be able to fit that. Maybe I should. The thing is that I wanted to find an animator to do it, and I did find an animator to do it, the one that I respect a lot, but they seem to be so high profile. They are an animator that worked on animation sets for Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin Impact, if I recall correctly. So they are like a very high-profile one, so I probably couldn't afford them because I am a disembodied head. I don't have pockets for a wallet. As such, I am broke. That's okay. That's part of the reason why I'm doing it myself. A, because I'm a creative soul and I love making my own stuff, and B, because it's a cheaper alternative. You don't pay with money for this endeavor, you pay with time. And I have paid, in... how many months has it been since February? Yeah, about 7-ish. Ah, then we are a kindred folk, you and I. I need to unshrimp myself. But yes, as soon as I get all the assets in place, I'm gonna start teasing the 1.0, and I'm gonna have yet another lore breakdown. I had one during my debut stream, which is available now on YouTube. I'm doing simultaneous casting on YouTube. For no reason other than to save my VODs, because originally, before I was affiliate, VODs expire within a week, which I didn't particularly like, so I wanted to get ahead of the curve. So everything is saved. I value archival. So everything I've done since I began VTubing is available on my channel. All of the mistakes, all of the shortcomings, all of the imperfections. They're all there for you to gaze and gawk at. I might revisit them someday. But that day is not today. I've only been a VTuber for how many months has it been? I debuted in June 19th. So 2 months-ish. It'll be 2 months when I reach the 19th of this month. Yes. Yeah. No, 3 months. It'll be 3 months, I think. I don't know. I'm not a math guy, Batman. Right. What was I doing? Oh, yes. I was making a sword. The sword! I recently watched Season 2 of Primal from the beautiful mind behind Samurai Jack, Gendy, or Genji... No, it's not Gendy. It's Gendy Tartakovsky. Beautiful man. Beautiful creative. Very inspirational. Reason why... Partially, well, one of the many factors to contribute to my beautiful and filled childhood in terms of entertainment. The cartoons on display at the time were brilliant, and Samurai Jack was no exception. I very much enjoyed my time with that show. And now that show has reached its final season and conclusion on Adult Swim, and then he started doing Primal. Now, in the 3rd season of Primal, he's going to be doing an anthology series for it. There's going to be random circumstances and random characters each episode. Yeah. Welcome in. Please enjoy your stay. This is more or less my norm. So. And I am now, thanks to you, 1 step closer to achieving my goal of 69 followers. Haha. It's very much appreciated. Which song is this? Killers, that song. By Kevin MacLeod. Hopefully that's how you pronounce his name. I really should. There's a lot of YouTube videos of the guy. He's probably gotten interviewed. Somebody's pronounced his name in front of his face, and he's either corrected them or said nothing, indicating that that's the right pronunciation. I should look at that. Because for the longest time, since I've known him, since I was a wee tiny creature, I've always referred to him as Kevin MacLeod. That's how my brain comprehended it at the time. So hopefully I'm not doing wrong by the man. He has, through indirect means, given me his music to use as background fodder for these streams, so The least I could do is pronounce his name, right? I frequently succumb to name mispronunciation, so I know the pain and the struggle. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. Hi! It is me, Bodhi T, your local magical abomination. Soon rebranding into an osteomancer, which is essentially the same thing. It's Greek and Latin shorthand for bone wizard. It's something I very much enjoy. Bone telekinesis? A lovely superpower to have. One that I discovered through rigorous testing of my bony form. I get so comfortable with the fact that I'm only using a mouse to draw this entire thing that I forget that I have a second hand that I can use shortcuts with. I really need to get into the habit of doing shortcuts more frequently and often, but they take memorization. That is not something that I fancy, so it's a mental block and a arbitrary limiter that I definitely need to get past if I am to proceed and persevere in this rigorous world of model making that I have thrust myself into this year. But well, nobody's born learned, and everybody has to start somewhere, and this is my start. And I'm broadcasting the journey live for all to see. Kinda like the PewDiePie thing where he started drawing and he posted his progress for 100 days. And it was very nice and very incredible of him to do so. Very inspirational stuff. The seams disagree with me, but I disagree back. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Am I doing it because it looks cool to me? Yes. Oh. Well, gonna have to fix that later. That's okay. Life is full of happy accidents, as yet another inspirational figure denotes. So many people in this world that just by their sheer virtue of actions embrace us and make us go further than we would have ever have gone on our own. That is what it means to be human. A part of this social race that we all conform to raise each other up so that we may be grander in the next generation than we were in the previous one. It is what I strive for, to raise my fellow man rather than bring them down, regardless of their differences. Different ideologies, creeds, and colors. You don't get anywhere by being right. You get everywhere by being capable of communicating ideas effectively. You get everywhere by being skilled. Don't get anywhere by being immoral. Morally right. That's something that I'd had to learn. Right. I think that's fine. Looks good to me. And here we are. The sword. Soon it shall be finished. It definitely does tell me that I need to put more eggs in the blue sky basket. A lot of good things have come from that platform. I'll definitely start... Well, I say that, but I had these plans anyway, that I was going to invest more content into said social media platforms. That I shall do once I reach the pinnacle 1.0 form. Because then I'll have a basis for my content, so I can inject my funny 1.0 model into various meme templates and formats, and so that I can share my reference sheet that I have yet to make with other interested social media parties, so that I might grow and expand and explode. It's so amazing how different perspectives can change things. Some people don't believe me when I tell them that I've made this model in this amount of time, and from my perspective, I took too much time to make it. It's incredible how those things can work out. It's all a matter of perspective. But at least that does teach me that I need to take it easier on myself and say, you know what, you did good. You did good enough work. It's fine that you took this much time to make this model. It turned out well, didn't it? You got about 200 views and about 12 likes on Sketchfab. That's pretty good. Considering it's one of my first models, yeah, I reckon so. And it is a stepping stone. A beautiful, huge, truck-shaped stepping stone. For this and beyond. Makes me very excited for the castle, which shall soon be a reality. Beautiful, bountiful castle. Soon you shall be mine, and I shall dwell within your confines with my funny VTuber lore. The art of creation. Something that I shall never underestimate. Such a beautiful thing. All I ever wanted to do was to make. Now I finally have the bravery and the avenue to make. Make as I've always wanted to make. And just create things. I do not care for fame or fortune. I just want to make. And thusly make I shall. The broken splinters of metal. Truly a fascinating set of circumstances. How did this come about? How did this happen? How did this mighty steel bend and break under the forces of the unknown? That is a story for me to tell and for you to listen. But not yet. Not yet. Ah, the treasured sword. Revered for its excellence. that it? Yes! Ooh, delightful. Delightful. There we are. Wow. And now we shall do the epic gamer trick of copying this side to the other side. Oh no. It's gonna be slightly harder than previously envisaged. Unfortunate. Might even be easier to try something else instead. Oh well. This is the path that I have chosen. And there we go. One down. 2 more to go. There you are. Hey, come on then. There you go. And the final bout. Is it on this side? There it. Oh, that is very high up. That's okay. We copy and we paste into the wretched lower abyss. There we go. Done. And so the sword is drawn. Beautiful, beautiful sword. Broken sword, but sword all the same. Bah. And there we are. There we go. Nicely kaput. Right. Just stop fiddling with the poor thing. Don't want to drive myself insane with all the perfectionism and detailery. Where are you, the darkness? I wish for you to help me in my endeavors. And there we are. Ooh, that actually looks quite nice. Fang and Claw. The details, Mason. Don't let them take you over. Don't let them torture you into the great beyond. Where was it? Where was it? There it was. And so, our great protagonist continues. We definitely need to plaster these. But for now, I believe they are done. I reckon so, anyway. Right. So that's the sword finally done. Let's give it a bandolier. Where it goes. So now, what do I have left to do? What? I have these belts. I need to put in belts over there on both sides. Anything else? We'll be doing this off stream. Ah, it's finally done, my beauty. Oh. Oh, I feel pride and joy the likes of which EA could never do. Right. So, the only thing I have left is a sword, a cowl that I dread and I fear, and these belts over here. I need to make the buckles. I need to look at certain... I could make a circular buckle. That's a different design that I haven't utilized. It would be good. It would be good. But yes. Time to buckle up, buckaroo. And here you see the funny floating talking ramskull in its natural habitat, examining every detail and feature of this body that it wants to use for its own devices. Every imperfection is laid bare and clearly visible, but the funny ramskull has learned over the years that self-confidence comes from within, and self-worth means that you can say when something is good enough, and you can take the lessons on to the next. It's a good thing that we need to edit the vestment now, because it seems like there are so many things that the vestment needs. There you are, Mr. The Vestment. I require mirror painting. And I require you to be unlocked. I never even noticed that I missed this before. It's a good thing I've noticed it now. While I'm in the midst of the final stages and the final steps of my glorious creation. My beautiful child. That is me. I am the child of my own self-creation. I'm also the user of the wrong color palette. When you have so many shades of brown and gray, it is easy to get confused and lost among the clutter. My color scheme is not one that I would deem worthy, but it is the one that I have. Life, much like a honors thesis project is getting a very broad and expansive topic and then narrowing things down slowly but surely. Life is much the same. You're a broad creature of creation, and slowly over time, your scope narrows and narrows until you become an expert in a certain field. I have yet to achieve such things for myself, but I am confident that the future holds many bounties for me. Because they are bounties I intend to seek out on my own terms and in my own accord. But what is life if not the bounty of the fruits of your own labor? What is the point of it all if not to bask in the glory of your own devices, whatever the shape and form they may take? Hearken unto me the ravings of a madman. Beautiful mirroring. Which I can and should very easily dispel. Because in this particular instance, I do not think this should be mirrored. But if it is not to be mirrored, then what is it to be? Ooh. Exit the premises. Beautiful electric song. Ads in 5 minutes. For those of you still hanging around that are also new, I have a precedent of having 3 minutes worth of ads every hour. And I take the time to take a break, but for the subscribers, they can play words on stream, which I quite enjoy myself and partake in on occasion. But yes, that will be happening in about 5 minutes. There we go. Oh, I love this man's soundtracks. I love what he stands for. I love what he does, and I love the fact that I get the opportunity to showcase his music. Even though he needs no advertisements from the likes of me, he is famous enough on his own accord. A being that shall go down in history as one of the great musicians of our YouTube-riddled time. I don't think I've ever listened to this song past this point because this song is featured in Paint the Town Red, and in that game I die before I reach this part of the song. Again, I wish I could bop my head on the Y-axis, but those are the limitations of being a disembodied Scowl. Right, I have done doing miscellaneous fiddling with this, I reckon. No, I haven't. What would I be if I was not a stickler for the details? That is my brand. And that is what I do. Imperfections must be quelled and removed until we reach a certain point. And I feel like we have reached that certain point. Right, now then, I need to enable the mirroring backup again, and now I need to do something cool and special. How do I do something cool and special? Let's find out together. Increase. Now I need to draw a circle. Oh, bully. There we go, that's one way to draw a circle. I don't want to accidentally do the wrong thing, so I'm just going to... Okay. Do I want it to be thicker, though, is the question, Batman. I definitely want it to be something. Okay. Now that I've done that... There we go, that's... pretty thick. Pretty thick. Let's see. Ah. Where are the belts? Oh, I forgot about ads. We'll be right back after these messages. And so we continue on. Alright. Anyway. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was doing this. Why? It's stay the course again. Should get rid of that one. Oh well. Right. The beautiful, silent, sultry tones of Stay the Course. The very lax presence of it. Right. There we go. That's what I clamor for. The question is... There are many questions, yet one is relevant to me right now. This guy got any belt? Nope. Do you have any beltery? Not any that I could particularly use. Belts, belts, we are the belts. Ooh. That would be an interesting way to go about that. Let's try that. What if... Hopefully this is the correct color. That is the correct color. Gonna stay the course. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Right. There we are. That's what I was doing. There we go. We're back to having music. I want to see if it was loud enough on stream, because I couldn't hear a dang thing. It was dead silence for me. But I saw that it was registering on OBS. One must examine what occurs. Yeah. Right. And this is the thing, and now I can put... no. There we go. That's a bit too thick for my liking. Good enough. Yeah. Good enough, I say. Or is it? Now it's perfect. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Ah. Hey. Right. I think it's fine. Okay, what did we see? Oh, nope, wrong. Wrong screen. What did we see here? Ah. Some treasurely delight. This tool can only be used in the 2D editor. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah. Nope. 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 There we go. That is what I wish for. That's what I lay claim to. It's quite looks quite nice actually. Ah. Oh, that's a bit too bright. Nope. There we go. Perfect. Wow, what a pretty little belt that is. Delightful. Hmm. Yeah. There we go. Ah. There we go. Beautiful. Gotta make it a little bit on the subtler side though. There we go. Delicious. And the question is, what do I do after this phase of production? Oh no. The mirroring technique. It has done me a doo-doo duty. Very unfortunate. I'll have to fix that. Ugh. Oh well. Right. Maybe I should make these holes a little bit bigger. Would make sense, wouldn't it? It's a very big hole. There we are. Getting there. Slowly, steadily, surely. uh. There we go. That's the ticket. I apologize if I'm not being as chatty as I was 2 hours ago. I've run out of go-go juice. I'm working on building up my yap meter, but it is a slow and steady progress. And, well, one does run out of fuel. One cannot yap indefinitely. I'm well versed in the fact that many cohorts in this space can yap for 6 hours at a time, but I am fresh as a daisy and I am new to these things and I'm not as capable and learned as some peers. In the meantime, enjoy the beautiful sultry sounds of Kevin MacLeod. Oh yes, and I will be running ads in 10 minutes so that I can finish off at the 4-hour mark. Because that is my arbitrarily selected time frame. Why are you doing the FPS and what is this? Oh, this is the wrong color scheme is what this is. That good? Is that? Yes. That satisfies the monkey genes. Buried deep within my cranium somewhere, through means of magic and sorcery alone. Wah. The dreaded 8 pixels have been aligned at long last. Another notch on these shoulders. Oh boy. That's gonna be a fun time to replicate that on the other side. But we will succeed. Where none have failed. There we go. The question, is it good enough? Who's to say? Who's to judge? Me. I'm the judge. I'm the guy who makes. I'm the maker boy. I'm the one who creates. Yet another on the production line. There we go. 'Tis done. Now we'll do a little bit of an experiment. Yes. I enjoy. I'm gonna have some cool what are they called? Studs. There we go. There we are. The studs, Batman. They are there for you to use. There we go. Now, could I just... No. Or can I? Should I? Is that something that is well within my prerogative to do? Apologies for that. The motorway is a cruel and sickening mistress that I have, unfortunately, no control over. But did I just do? I pressed a button and all my panels disappeared. Delightful. Bring me back my panels, please. Thank you. Now, where was I? That's where I was.
In this episode, Batman, I'm going to show you how one places all of the studs on the belt. You're going to enjoy it because I've tied you to a chair, and next to the chair is a bomb that will explode when I press this switch. So you are forced to watch my Twitch stream, Batman. You are going to subscribe, otherwise I press the bomb, Batman. You're a sick freak, jungler. Who would do such a thing? You must appreciate my content, Batman. Because if not you, then who? Who do I have in this world? So what if there is a girl that is head over heels for me, Batman? I manipulated her into doing so. It is not of her own free will, therefore it is not genuine. But with you, Batman, every time you stop me, you do it out of your own crazed obsession. It has nothing to do with me. I feel like our bond is genuine, Batman.
There we go. Looks decent. Acceptable proportions. Yes. Ooh. There we go. Now I have fun little studs on it. That's delightful. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I forgot I said I was gonna play ads, so intermission. Stay tuned. After these Misagis. It's a real shame, that, but we carry on. Right. We were carrying on to copying this belt and putting it on the other one, because the other one is a bit of a rank mess. How do we go about doing that? By looking at where it is, there it is, and looking at where the other one is. It wouldn't be too hard, but see, it's on the other side of the planet, so... Right. So let's take this beautiful thing. Now we need to move it all the way hippity uppity. There you are. And there you go. For now you shall be a part of me. There we go. One belt done, one left to go. And when I finish it, that will be stream, I believe. Looks good, Bodhi. Thank you, Polky. I try my best. Funny sword's done as well. We are nearing the precipice of everything finally being completed. Where were we? We were making this. Huh. Ooh. Nope. Oh. Oh. Ah. There we go. Need to fix the oopsie that I just made. As soon as I realize which colors these are, these ones. There we go. Right. Ah, humbug. There we go. So now I need to find where this is on the dotted line. There it is. Now to select it. Selection achieved. Don't I just love to prattle on? Feels like it's so much simpler to get the metal texture right on these smaller assets. Because by virtue of the limitation of so little to work with, it's somehow easier to concoct these pixels into the correct formulation. And it looks beautiful. Delightful. Now, since I'm it does look pretty great, yeah. I think so too. It'd look even cooler when I have the whole thing on display and all the little details are all there and everywhere, and yeah. Quite the worthwhile endeavor, if I do say so myself. If I am arrogant enough to say so. Where was I? Where are you? I must steal from you. Yeah. Selection tool. Bring me to glory. Bah. There we go. Copy, paste. What is going on? Oh, that's what's going on. Fair enough, but at least it's showing me where the thing is. It's actually way more convenient than I thought. Huh. Fun. Wait, there you are.
There you are, my pretty.
No, that is a form of rotation that I would rather not have. Thank you. There we go. I just need to place it onto a new layer. Alright. There we go. And take this one. Work smarter, not harder, some say. Well, I say bacon lasagna. There we go. Oh. And the final hole. And there we go. Beautiful. Now we merge it down, pass it around, make a frown, and chow down. Oh, no. wrong. There we go. Slightly less wrong. No. I want darker and darker, not brighter and smiter. Ooh. There we are. Perfection. And I say that very lightly. Wow. Delightful. Maybe a bit too brightful. Something spiteful? I don't know. It's up to you to find out. It's up to your interpretation. Right. That's that done. Want to make it so they don't all look like they're copy-pastes of each other. Make it a bit more varied. There we are. Because humans are pattern-seeking and package pattern-recognizing animals, and if I copy-paste the same thing over and over, it'll be noticed. And then I'll be shamed and tossed out of the Blockbench community. There we go. Alright, now I just need to copy this to there. We must plant our mighty belted derriere. Right. Another song utilized in famous hit game Paint the Town Red. Where are you? There you are. Flip the script. Oh, I forgot to do a thing. Alright, keep it as it is. Please. Do be like, come on. Close enough. Approximations are acceptable in this school of thought. This metallic school of thought. There we go. Ah. Alright. That's fine and dandy. Ish. There we go. Right. Oh.
Give it a break.
Right, I think that's fine. It's done. It is what it is. Can't fret over every pixel, but watch me. I will fret and I will dread. Lots of dread. Right, okay, now we're done. Okay. Unshrimpifying oneself is very difficult in this configuration, but soon I shall have a new configuration. I shall be very happy once I receive it from the mail. Right. I mean, right, what have we got going on in full? As I get rid of all of those. So, oh, look at that. It looks quite nice in addition to all the other things. Quite spicy, if I do say so myself. Maybe I could actually get rid of so it's like a zigzag instead. That would be a fun thing to look into. And there we go, we are pelted and belted. So yes, it would appear that the time has finally come, and the only thing I have left to do is the cowl, the dreaded hood, the wine hood. Oh, of course. Yeah. And what are you, and why are you in my way? Oh, okay. You just colored wrong. That's the only issue you have. And congrats, now you're colored right. Save as all good boys should. Look at all of that. It's finally coming into fruition, isn't it? And soon it'll be rigged and ready for the races. The wacky races. Right. I don't see nothing else. Am I blinded to the true realities of life? Who knows? And here it is with fun shading. I'll definitely incorporate some sort of shader on it to make it pop a bit more. It definitely does look cool. So yeah. Overall, quite pleased with the product thus far. Oh, they even have different styles. That's quite nice. I definitely intended for that to be an effect when I went into making them. Yep. 100%. This is all intentional. Right. And I think... Oh... I'm gonna end it earlier than necessary, but hey. It is what it is. Friday, expect I Wanna Hug That Gator. Next week, secret surprise, perhaps? Stay tuned to find out what happens in the next week on the Bodhi T Show. But for this week, we have finished our beautiful modeling double-day extravaganza, so we move on to video game on Friday, which I shall play happily. As a very nice reward for me getting so much progress done on this thing. Soon it shall be completed. Soon it shall be done. Maybe not on stream, maybe off stream, who knows? I am entertained very easily. Right, so it's saved. Let's go back to chat screen. What or who do we have to trade? Let us find out together. Together. I need to remember which platform I'm on. Right. Ah. Oh. Decisions. I must consult with... Thanks for the stream. Have a good day. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you for stopping by and for your continued support, Polky. It's very much appreciated. Let's get through that. Oh, right. Yeah. It is what it is. Right. We are rating Old Reliable. A raid has been created. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. We shall tune in to the moose, as is customary. Well, thank you, everybody, for stopping by, and I shall see you on Friday for I Wanna Hug That Gator. I can't wait to polish up my accent game again. For now, take care, and I'll see you then.